I want to take you around so you can get a feel for the full scale of the damage that was done here when two massive missiles landed in and around this building last month. You can see just out what's left of the window there. That is Freedom Square. And this city has been getting pulverized day in, day out. Just today, we have heard a pretty much constant stream of bombardment since about 4:30 in the morning. Often it goes on all night. And the mayor here says that 25% of the buildings in this city have been hit during strikes. 25%. Just try to get your head around the enormity of that figure. 67 schools have been hit. Look at this. This was once a palatial grand staircase, now completely destroyed. According to authorities, only 10 people were killed here, which is extraordinary, although I've just been talking with one of the soldiers who's in charge of looking after this space, and he says they believe there are many more dead under the rubble. I'm going to show you what some of that rubble looks like over here. People were rescued as well. But going back to those statistics that the mayor gave us, 67 schools, 54 kindergartens, 16 hospitals. That's just here in the city of Kharkiv. You can see the defenses that they had tried to implement to protect themselves from attack. But obviously, sandbags, no match for this. I don't know if you could hear that as well, some bombardment again in the distance. And you can see outside the scale of the devastation. Cars completely scorched. There's actually an office over there to the side that we can't get into easily from this point, which we saw yesterday, where an entire car has literally been thrown into an office by the force of that blast. And what people here fear in this city is that Kharkiv could be the next Mariupol because of the amount of bombardment and the real intensification that we've seen of that bombardment, especially in the last week. Now, I just want cameraman Scotty McWhinney and producer Brent Swales to be a little careful here, but I do want to show you this because it gives you a real feeling for just the enormity of that blast. I mean, absolutely astonishing. It literally took out 6 stories. And that's why, as you can probably imagine, we're hearing from authorities here that they do believe some people are still trapped under that rubble, but that it is just simply impossible for them at this stage, with bombardment continuing day in and day out in this city, for them to try to dig down underneath that and get a sense of just how many people may have lost their lives here. One more thing I think that's important to contextualize in terms of what I was saying about how people here fear that this could be the next Mariupol. Kharkiv is 30 miles away from Russia. It's in the northeast of the country. It's the second largest city. And Russian troops essentially have been launching this 3-pronged offensive in the Donbass region, pushing down from the north, up from the south, and in from the east. Ukrainian forces have also been launching a series of counteroffensives, particularly around the strategic town of Izium. So Kharkiv is very close to a lot of the action. There are a lot of important supply routes for the Russians to get more ammunition and weaponry to places like Izium. And that's why it's strategically important, not to mention, of course, the symbolic value. And you can imagine the symbolism of this building. You talk to the locals. This was a place people came to pose for photographs. This was a place you would dress nicely to visit. And now, this is what's left of it.